Hi all, welcome back to the channel and welcome to the first crafting tutorial of 2023. Happy New Year to all of you, and today's video I'm going to show you how we're going to be making a Chaos Space Marine Landspeeder, or you can convert it to a regular Space Marine Landspeeder, but we're going to be building this guy.
Cool, isn't it? Really happy how this one turned out. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
You see, very easy to do. A little bit of measurements and yeah, we're good to go. So without further ado guys, I'm gonna take you to the crafting table and let's build a land speeder for the Chaos Space Marines. Let's do this! Come on!
Hey, and welcome to the first craft of the new year using some 5mm scrap foam board and some XPS foam that is 2 centimeters thick. Now we're gonna cut a 5cm by 5cm block out of the XPS foam and use a sharp blade as mine is dull as hell, but it'll work. Now on both of the top corners measure 0.5 centimeter. One here, and we're gonna cut that at a diagonal angle and cut slow like this. Now we're gonna cut another 5cm by 5cm square on the foam board. Measure 2 centimeters on each side from the bottom up of the square and mark that. Then from the top also on each side measure 1 centimeter. My hand is in the way, apologies. Now first mark the 2 centimeters from the bottom, like so. And now measure 1 centimeter on each side on the top, like so. And now we're going to connect these dots, like this. Alright, now once we've done that, we're going to cut it out. Again, use a sharp blade. Just go slow. It will go a lot easier if you have a sharp blade, but mine is tearing up the foam, but well, it really doesn't matter too much. Alright, now we're gonna mark 1.5 centimeters from the bottom of the foam block, like so. Draw a line and we're gonna cut this piece away. Be careful not to cut yourself. Now I'm gonna cut another piece of XPS foam that is 3 centimeters wide. Cut it away slowly. And I'm gonna measure it up against the main wall and I'm gonna cut it to the same length. Like this. And again, on these corners, I'm also going to mark out at the tilted angles and then I'm gonna cut them away so they match the main wall. Slice slowly. Now I'm gonna fit it together. Basic shape is done and it kind of looks like a toilet, but yeah, never mind that. Now next I'm gonna cut a scrap piece of XPS foam to 1 centimeter and I'm gonna cut this piece diagonally to form 2 triangles, and then I'm gonna cut the top of that. So you'll end up with 2 pieces like this. These will be the side arm bars. I'm gonna glue that here. I'm going to make an air vent spoiler, cut a piece 1 centimeter wide, then cut the top diagonally on both sides. And this will be to form our spoiler that will go on top of the main wall. Like this. Now I'm gonna cut in some details to make it look more like a vent. Slice through it, like so. Now I cut another piece that is 1 centimeter wide and I'm gonna cut it into a shark's fin shape. Make it thin enough, it will be the divider. Now I'm gonna stick on some mesh tape to the floor, which you won't see eventually once I glue in my Marines, but well, it's the thought that counts, right? Now let's glue all these pieces together. And our flying toilet is done. Gonna cut the arm bars, glue them in, the divider here. Cool. Gonna glue on top the air vent and we'll end up with a shape that looks like this. We're slowly getting there. Alright, another piece of scrap foam that we're gonna cut to 5 centimeters by 3 centimeters. Like this. Now I'm gonna use the front of the speeder as a template to draw these lines. Like this. And slowly slice these pieces away, so they will match the front of the speeder. And now this is a little tricky, but we're gonna cut it in the middle but diagonally. But mine, as I said, my knife is blunt, so I had to slice it off a bit and then sand it down with a nail file to get it to match better. But yeah, I'm happy with this. The engine block. Now glue it on. Next, I cut a strip of cardstock that is 3 centimeters wide. We will wrap this around the back wall slowly and mark out every line where the angles are. At this location, we score the cardstock so we can fold it around the shape of the wall. Alright? So I'm gonna hold it here, mark the first line, score it, then mark the second line, score it again. Fold it, mark, score, fold it, mark, score. And when that is done, I'm gonna mark out the offcut and then slice that away. And we're gonna glue that around the engine block, the main wall. And now cut 2 pieces of foam board, 5mm, that are 2 centimeters by 3 centimeters. Mark out a ½ centimeter on one side and 3 centimeters on the other, and then we're gonna cut it diagonally. I hope that makes sense. But these are for the back wings. Now I'm gonna glue them on at the back. Just pause the screen if you're confused about my explanation. Just attach them to the bottom. Excuse me. I'm going to make a tail fin out of some scrap XPS. Now this is optional, of course, but I like the look of it. Just slice it to match at the back wall, like so. Now I'm gonna do the exact same thing with a strip of cardstock as we just did, marking out every angle and line, scoring it to fold it around, and this time I'm gonna cut a small piece away to fit around the tail fin, like so. Then mark and score as we did before. Now don't glue this yet, we are going to extend the piece we cut away to about 1 centimeter. Mark it out here. Then we're gonna slice that part away. I'm using some scissors. And then I'm using a knife to cut the final piece away and wrap it around like so. And I'm gonna mark out these edges and I'm gonna cut it diagonally. Just to give it a more interesting shape. Looks cool. Now, once you're happy with that, glue it on. Our toilet is starting to look more like a flying Landspeeder. Alright, so I'm gonna glue on a piece of cardstock on the engine block in front of the speeder. Just use the speeder as a template to trace the shape. Now for extra details, I'm going to draw some jagged marks and some chaos arrows on some cardstock, and I'm gonna cut these out and glue them all around the speeder. And this will look really cool once it's painted. Just be creative, cut out some chaos symbols, or if you have spare parts of some leftover sprues, feel free to attach those, of course. Or some, you can use decals also. I like the 3D effect of this. Just going nuts on. Now I am gonna mention up front the markings in the front. I am gonna cut them away to replace them with a symbol of corn later. Now I'm gonna use this big drinking straw and cut 4 2-centimeter pieces to form the exhaust in the back, and just use hot glue to attach them like this. It goes on very easy. Looking cool. Now for the gun barrel, which is optional, I cut 5 3-centimeter barbecue skewer sticks and glue these inside the big drinking straw, which is cut to 4 centimeters. Then cut 2 thin pieces from the drinking straw to wrap around the barrel for some more effects. Here I'm cutting away the 5 gun barrels, putting hot glue into the drinking straw, and then just mush them in. And I'm gonna wrap around 2 more pieces around the barrel of the front, like this, and glue that underneath of the Landspeeder, attaching another piece of foam board to better adherence. Also some more details. Cool. Now with the Citadel skull kit, I decided to make the speeder look more part to the World Eaters. And here you can see I glued on the skulls, and as you can see I've put on the marking of Khorne. Now I got these Space Marines from a friend who 3D printed them for me, and I have a bunch of these, so I decided to snip off the legs and hot glue them into the speeder. I also swapped out the heads for some more chaos looking Marines. Just hot glue them into place. Yeah, we're slowly getting there. Kind of looks very cool, especially with all the skulls around it. Now this step will be different for everyone depending on which Chaos Legion you want to paint yours, or just regular Space Marines. As I said, I'm going for World Eaters, so I can add it to my army. Now, as I mentioned before, I removed the markings on the engine and added the Khorne symbol in front instead, as you saw. Now this is one of my custom-made Chaos World Eater Berserkers. And yeah, here it is all prime black, and we're gonna start by painting it all Khorne red, just all over the skulls and everything. And the Khorne red also gives a nice base coat and undertone for the Retributor armor that I'm gonna use next for all the gold parts, the gold trim on the Landspeeder. Now Xandri dust for all the skulls. Like so. Alright, now next I use lead belcher on all the metal parts, Cadian flesh on the faces, then I highlight the skulls with red bone and wash the entire model with a 50-50 Agrax and Nuln Earthshade. Then highlight the red again with Khorne red once it's dried, highlight the gold with the light gold color, and don't forget the trim on the Space Marines, and when that is finished, well yeah, then you're practically done. So here I am, going very fast, and don't forget to do the bolt guns in black if the Space Marines are holding weapons. Alright, here I'm washing the entire piece. Alright, now finally we're gonna mount the speeder on a plastic clear base. I use a plastic party glass with a removable base, and I added a clear drinking straw to it. Now just hot glue this to attach it. I filmed this before painting, so I do suggest you don't glue the flying base until your speeder is fully painted up. Alright, very important. Now here you can see I attached a small drinking straw and added a foam piece on it to get a better adherence with the hot glue. And if you're gonna glue this on the speeder, be sure to flip the speeder upside down and glue it on that way. Don't glue it on with the speeder on top of it. Alright, flip it upside down. Now here's a look at the finished speeder. Alright, and here he is, surrounded with a couple of berserkers that I kit bashed. Some of the Horus Heresy tiles, but as you can see, standing on the clear base, it looks really cool. And yeah, I'm really happy how this one turned out. And I am making other speeders as well, not chaos themed, some for my Ultramarines, some for my son's Blood Angels, another one for the Black Templars. And here you can see a bunch of things I scratch built for my World Eaters army. So we have a tank with decaying flesh around it, skulls on it, my drop out, which I also have on my video. My very first craft since I started this channel anew, that's my demon engine. Here is another one of the tanks that's also on this channel if you want to build it. And I also have a big dropship for Khorne as well. So thank you all for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this crafting tutorial, and I will be making more videos. So yeah, 2023 will be a busy year as I have a lot of things planned, also a lot of battle reports. Yeah, I would say stick around, stay tuned, and I will see you in the next video. Alright guys, thanks for watching and all your support. Bye for now. Bye.